Okay, so Peter, give us a rundown for the people that don't know who you are. What do you do? How do you do it? And we just want to go into the mindset of how you've done what you've done and why you do what you do. So give us a rundown.
Sure. I mean, my name is Peter. I'm 19. I just finished school last month. I come from Italy, so I'm actually moving to Miami next month. And I scaled my agency. It took me 2 years, but in May was our best month. We had 130K a month. We do appointment setting, AI, and consulting for our clients.
Sweet. So we've already broke it down in a previous video, like the practicalities of what you do, how you do it in terms of the niche, the systems. I'm curious to know in terms of the mindset side of things, because the way that I see it is it's 90% mindset, 10% strategy. So I want to understand what took you from, say, 2 years ago, 0 to now, because even, like a few months ago, you were in high school and you hit 130K, which is fucking wild. It's almost unheard of. Talk to me about that. How do you see yourself and your identity?
Took a long time, to be honest with you. A lot of people are just going to sell you on the fact that agency is so easy. I mean, I guess it's the same with you. And it took me 9 months to even get my first client. And then that month I hit 10K in a month and just my life changed. Now, the way my mindset has changed throughout the whole 2 years has been amazing. The more money I made, I actually became more humble.
Why?
Because initially, when I hit my first 10K a month, I thought I was rich. I thought, that's it.
I think everyone does, right?
Yeah, of course. But then you just start understanding there's many more things aside from money, even inside your company. I mean, your team members, your client success, everything, how the team treats you. So I just became more humble the more money I made. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that don't know really how to behave when they start making money. Like, there's a lot of people that just go crazy. To me, when we hit that 130K a month, it was so normal. I still went to bed like usual, and I went to school the next day. Right now, we're doing like 100K-ish. Still, I don't mind. It doesn't make a big difference with me.
You mentioned there was a 9-month period where you made no money.
No money at all.
When you were just grinding it out.
Yeah.
That's the point where I feel like most people go through the valley of despair, as Mosey talks about it, right? Month 1, month 2, month 3. What made you continue to push through for 9 fucking months without making anything? Because that's something that not a lot of people have the bandwidth to be able to do.
Yeah. We were speaking about this yesterday at the Mastermind. So it really is your why and the vision that you have and the reason behind everything you do and why you do it. I feel like if you get really clear on it, to me it was super like crystal clear why I wanted to do this and why I wanted to make money, and I just wanted it to work. And so I never stopped. I never thought, oh, maybe I should quit, I should get into something else. I just wanted it to work, and I know by putting in the work it was going to work. Like, it's many people look for guarantees in life. My suggestion is you should just become the guarantee. Do so much work, it just becomes impossible for you to fail.
But how do you build that self-belief in knowing, like, okay, I know I need to do this, I'm going to work my ass off to get there, but how do you still keep that certainty when 3, 4, 5 months in, you still don't see the result of what you've put in?
You got to remind yourself of the why every single day. And I'm not saying you're not going to get frustrated. I was incredibly frustrated. I mean, throughout the whole period, I was sleeping 3 hours a night, either because I could not sleep or because I had to work. But at the same time, I was not sleeping. I was really frustrated because I was not making money, and I would see guys every day making 10, 20, 30K a month, and it would just kill me. But if you remind yourself of the why and why you do it every day, and you understand, you set it as an expectation that it's not going to be easy, because running a business is not easy. There's not a lot of people that run a business, and the ones that do, 90% of businesses fail within the first year.
I think that's a key point as well, because, like, for example, when I'm with my family, they always used to tell me when I was starting, you need a plan B, you need a second option. And I think when you burn the boats and you decide, I'm not going to accept anything except the thing that I want, that's when you will actually get it, right?
That's
and you
true.
mentioned the why that pushed you through. Do you feel like you're driven by pain or by pleasure? Because I've met people that have both, personally.
To me, it was initially pain, a lot of pain. I had a pretty bad childhood. I don't come from a rich family, but it's not even a broke family. In everything, I just think you can always find that thing that can drive you, no matter how good your situation is. To me, it was pretty fucked up, but I've still seen people with a pretty normal situation really having the drive to be better because they wanted to do it for themselves. Now, the way I move nowadays is both from a place of pain and pleasure at the same time. from a place of pain because I want to retire my mother, which, by the way, I did last month, so it's
sick,
fine.
bro.
But now, on a pleasure standpoint, I want to have freedom. I want to make sure she doesn't have to go back to work again, because it's not just you retire them for a month, that's it. It becomes a standard for them, and you become the person that really provides. And so to me, that's great, and I don't see that as a form of pain. I rather see that as a form of pleasure, because I get to do what I do every day.
So you've been able to retire your mum, which is sick, by the way.
Yeah.
Essentially, you've fulfilled that initial goal that you had. So how do you now, that you're making a lot of money, you don't need to make more money. I think that's a big thing, like just from being at the Mastermind, there's a lot of people here that know what they need to do, know what their goal is, but they somehow can't find the urgency to get there because they already make money. What drives you now?
What drives me is, first of all, I want to make sure I never go broke again. I can already leave for maybe a few years, no problem. But at the same time, that's not what I want to do. I really enjoy the work and just building businesses. Indeed, I don't work in the agency that much anymore. I'm focusing on building more businesses, and of course, I'm gonna get back this month into scaling that because I want to hit 200-300K a month in the next 3 months. To me, what really drives me is, yeah, I retired my mom, sure. I want to buy her a house. I want to buy her so many things, and I'm moving to Miami. I'm gonna need to make money. I cannot just rely on the savings that I have.
Miami.
Exactly, right? Especially if I'm moving in a penthouse, which I am, not because I like it, but because I want to have something that holds me accountable. Because right now,
so your back is against the wall where you know you need to make more money.
Exactly, because you don't live with your parents anymore.
Yeah. Why do you want to move out? Because like you live in Italy now, right?
Yeah, it's a great place. I agree. Everybody asks me that question actually. Now the reason behind that is actually pretty simple. It's just growing, networking. To say, I've never seen any guys in Italy running a successful agency. I've never met anybody from Italy that was successful in the online space. So, like this mastermind right here, I really want to meet more people and improve myself, because yesterday we've seen one of the guys that was doing better than me, and it kind of stuck a little. It tells me that I want to do better.
So being around people where it's like, fuck, these people are so levels ahead of me, so you feel at the bottom of the spectrum, right?
Yeah.
I found that true in Dubai as well.
Yeah.
Where you go there and you're in your hometown and you're like the big fish.
And there's always a bigger fish when you go outside.
Yeah, you're at the top of the chain, and then you go somewhere else where you're at the bottom of the chain. It's like, I've got so much growth. And I think as well, you start thinking bigger. Especially when you're in rooms like this. Like, obviously we had somebody present here at the Mastermind on a different kind of business model. We've got people here that don't do the typical retainer model.
Yeah.
We've got RevShare, you know, we've got Ivan who makes like 50, 60, I think he made 70K from one client, right? So it gets you thinking bigger picture about all of the other potential opportunities and avenues you can go down.
100%. I know people that do not want to move out of their hometown because they like feeling like the big fish.
Yeah.
To me, it's not just that you start having more inspiration, it's that you actually want to have more inspiration, because I want to grow. I guess it's the same exact thing for you. And
100%.
moving out can be painful. I mean, I guess you experienced it. How was it for yourself?
I think when you're away from your family for a long period of time, when you haven't had that, that can be hard. And you know, you're figuring it out, you don't really know anybody there. And then at the same time, you're just in a completely new environment. You're still figuring everything out. It's easy to be at home. You know where everything is. It's safe. It's secure. It's predictable. And like if you look at people, for example, who have bad habits or are in jobs and they know they want to make money online, like prime example, the reason they don't do the things they know they need to do, go in all in on a business, is because the outcome isn't guaranteed. It's the same with being in a new environment. The outcome is uncertain. It's unpredictable. You don't know if you're going to be able to kill a network. You don't know if you're going to love it there or hate it there. So you're taking a gamble, but I think at the same time, it's your moral obligation to. If you want to continue to grow, you can't put yourself in a position where you prioritize ego over growth. So going into like your why, if you're comfortable sharing, why do you think now you want to continue to grow? You mentioned obviously being able to provide for your family. You moved to Miami. That's like the monetary side.
Yeah.
Is there a non-monetary reason why you do what you do? And the reason I ask this is because everybody's always going to have monetary goals. There's materialistic goals that people are going to have as well, whether they want watches, cars, or maybe they don't want that and they just want to provide for their family. But is there a deeper rooted reason why you do that?
I grew up without my parents, not because I don't have them. I do have parents, but they were always working. And the freedom, as we said, that was important because my parents could not spend time with me because they had to work. and I was raised by my grandma. The way I feel about children in general is I see a lot of people wanting to have kids. I have had friends that have kids already, and they just did it because they wanted to have a kid. But in my opinion, when you do have a kid, there's a third party that comes into the equation, which is the child itself. And I just want to be a very good man, provide for my family and have children.
I'm aligned with that too.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I do what I do as well.
Yeah.
It's important as well because nobody really talks about this shit.
Exactly.
Like we were talking about the 7 layers deep training the other day, right? Where you just lock yourself in a room and ask why? Because it gets harder the more money you make.
It does.
Like, you're no longer driven by like, I need to do this thing. You already make the money. You've got to figure out why you do it. And you've got yourself in a position where you're not as involved in the agency anymore. How do you find that day to day? Do you feel like you try and find things to do out of boredom as per se? Or do you feel like you still got enough on your plate right now where you're still really busy?
I'm not that busy anymore. I chose not to be so busy this month because I wanted to travel, I wanted to meet new people. When I'll go back, which is in the next few days, it's going to be incredibly busy. I mean, the things that we're going to build are going to be a lot, and I'm happy for it. I'm excited for it. Spending less time working in the agency has allowed me to reflect into what I really want to do, because I know I'm not going to run the agency forever. So that's why we started building a software. And what I pretty much did this whole month is I mapped it out, and I did not go in coding the software, but I had my team do it. And so we're already building a software that we're going to be selling in the future. It just allows you to think about the bigger picture.
And then I guess the final thing would be, why, obviously we're at a mastermind right now, right? Why would you spend thousands of dollars to be in a room with other people doing what you do? Because that's not a common thing to do either.
That is a good question. I found that there's a lot of good information on YouTube that you can learn and in paid programs. But the real information, the small golden nuggets, you just got to hear. And it's not even something where, because you pay for the mastermind, you get it. It's just something that you needed, but other people did not know that you needed it. And it's just something that comes out and it can change your whole business. And networking, meeting new people. Networking is number one to me.
Yeah. I don't think you realize how, because most people when they start a business, they're unsocial monkeys. I was a fucking unsocial monkey.
I was too.
I think everybody was here. But then you realize, like, as you get to a certain point, and you have those side conversations that it's not necessarily where you're sat there consuming information directly.
Yeah.
It's those conversations at dinner with a glass of wine, or
Exactly.
when you're out having a party with a bunch of people.
Like
or
we
sat
had
there.
yesterday.
Exactly.
You remember.
Like we had a really good conversation. We were sat there after dinner for hours having a deep
Yeah.
conversation. It's like those conversations where not only can you connect with people on a deeper level, you exchange value, that you come up with new ideas. You're like, oh shit, I would have never thought of this when I'm in go mode, information consumption mode.
Exactly. And you get real feedback. There's some topics I might want to start doing content in the future.
Yeah.
Because I feel there's some topics nobody talks about. Especially when building an agency, when you're in school, when you're so young. Because we all talk about, yeah, you should work harder, but there's a few other things that come into the equation: relationships, self-love. I don't know if these things are being talked about that much.
Yeah, and what, like on the self-love side of things, what do you think isn't covered that you wish was, or that you feel like you could fill a gap in the market with?
As a young person that has very big dreams and gets isolated, it's important, at least to me, I think, to still date and improve, because it does build you as a person and it can have a massive impact on your business. I feel like love is one of the strongest forms of energy, and a girl can either really empower you to be a better person, a better leader, run a better business, or she can just destroy your life.
Yeah.
And that's not something it's not something that is as talked about on YouTube for young people.
It's usually like monk mode,
be.
lock the fuck in. It's so true.
Yeah. And understanding what seasons do you go through, because I've had seasons where I was just working all day. I had seasons where I was not working, like this one. And you gotta understand when to have them and why they're important. Otherwise, you're not gonna do them if you don't have a why.
Cool, bro. We'll wrap it up there.